Doody-doo-doo-doo.
This video is not intended for children. Viewer discretion is advised.
If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe.
Greetings, one and all, and welcome to the Weekend Review here on Mornings of Mischief. I'm your host, Stone Loki. Good morning, everybody, and we are, of course, joined by our crack review team. No, not that kind of crack, damn it. Crack, like badass review team, Dave, Bob, and the lady, Arwyn, Avalon. Good morning, y'all. How are y'all doing?
Doing good, but I don't like you talking about my butt crack.
Oh, God, Dave, Bob, you had to go there.
Not that kind of crack.
I was thinking like Cracker Jack. We're a Cracker Jack review team. And Dave brings out
the ball game.
Thank you. God. Good morning.
I knew that was going to happen as soon as I said crack. Yeah, like Cracker Jack reporter team, Superman, Lois Lane.
Yeah. Dave Bob's butt crack. Okay.
You ain't never had no crack until you had Rooster crack.
Oh my God! Rooster crack.
Good morning,
y'all.
Good morning, chat. Project Storytime says and demonetized. I don't have to monetize. I don't monetize the streams anyway. So Brightest Day audiobooks and science fiction. Good morning, Brightest Day. Tim Hayes, what is up, Tim Hayes? Gelback TJC is here. Of course, the Wrench team, Mark the Implementator, Chris Birch, the Wrenches, and Project Storytime are here. Good morning, gentlemen. How are you doing? Sniper, or also known as Sniper Team Delta 5. Sniper Team Delta 5.
You take out the one on the left, I'll take the one on the right.
Oh yeah. Yeah. If there's ever any trouble in the chat, that's pretty much what it sounds like in the back. Chris, I'll get the one on the left. You get the one on the right.
I'd love to be on the wall. Somebody else conversations. That'd be great. Oh my God.
But yeah, good morning. Tim Hayes says, I turned 46 today. Happy birthday, Tim Hayes.
Oh, happy birthday, Tim.
Happy birthday, brother.
Happy birthday.
I hope you have a great day. I hope you have a great morning. I hope the rest of your day is great. I hope you have a wonderful night. Heck yeah. Birthdays only come once a year, and it's your day. It's your day. Some people are like, forget birthdays. I don't celebrate birthdays. I'm like, it's your day. You can do
right.
Well,
damn near whatever you want.
I'm one of them that don't celebrate them because
I don't want to get older.
But it's one more day alive. Look at it that way. Not necessarily one more day.
Now every morning when I get up and I'm above ground, I'm grateful. Don't get me wrong.
Well, yeah, but you get cake and gifts and well wishes on that day. It's the day you came into into this mortal coil, so to speak. I don't know. I love birthdays, y'all. I love birthdays.
Mark says they have to beat me to the shots, Loki. I have an itchy trigger finger. See what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Sniper Team Delta. Valhalla's Sniper Team Delta 5.
And in the city, they were perched on their ledge with their rifles
ready to pounce.
Have any of the new neighbors come over with cookies or a gift basket yet, asking you to keep it down before 10 a.m.? So I met my first neighbor last night. Her name is Abigail. She is a older lady. She and she lives behind me. So I haven't really talked to my neighbor to the, left of me. Yeah, because I only have one neighbor on that side, and then I've got a neighbor behind me because I live on a corner. So, but she was great. She was like, "Oh, we were wondering who moved into that house because it's just been empty. It's just been sitting there. Oh my."
We're not getting the stand vibes, are we?
I know, right? That's what I got. As soon as I was like, "Holy shit!" I have Mother Abigail as a neighbor. We all look out for each other around here. That's how we do it. So don't mind any of us if we come by and knock on your door, saying, "How are you? Do you need anything?"
Just watch out for opening your door and having a cornfield right off the door. Be careful of that one day.
She told me that a couple of times. She's like, "We all look after each other. We all older around here." I was like, "Okay, all right, Mother Abigail. Well, nice to meet you."
She sounds nice.
She probably would not even catch the reference.
As soon as I came in, I was like, "Well, I met one of the neighbors. Oh, what she's like?" And I told her, and she was like, "Oh my God, it's like a Southern Arwyn." How are y'all doing? I just came by to see. Knock, knock. Oh my God.
Mother Abigail.
Mother Abigail. Larry with the $5 super chat says, "I say, boy, that lad from Arwyn Avalon could charm the fleas off that silly dog." Good morning, Loki, Arwyn, and Dave Bob. Hail Valhalla.
Morning.
The man's so nice. You got to say his name twice. Good morning, Larry. It is good to see you. And this one, which one?
Shellback is wondering how much further you can get south in Arwyn.
I was wondering that too. A Southern Arwyn? Oh my God, head for the hills, y'all.
South America?
Oh my God. Hola.
¿Cómo está, tien, y'all?
Yo soy Arwyn. Hola.
Hola, y'all.
Oh no. Yeah, the world couldn't handle that. I see you, Sensei. I don't know if I can handle that shit. Oh no.
Okay, so Bright as Day audio books. He's been a member for 9 months in his Warrior of Asgard. Oh no, that's my name, Lisa. Says, do not presume prayers written in blood would be answered in shock. Bleed for your goals, and the goals will answer. Hell, Valhalla, Gold. No, absolutely. Absolutely. You bust your ass, and you continue to bust your ass, and you keep doing, and oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
I love
You will
that.
reach your goal. Absolutely.
I love that.
Thank you. Thank you, Brightest Day, for being a member, brother. All right. Let's see here.
Awkward silence.
Yeah, awkward silence.
Sorry,
awkward
I was
silence.
studying my coffee cup, which is currently empty. I thought I had another sip in there. I don't.
I'm sure everybody's heard the news this morning. No, it's not on the thumbnail because no, I do not want to promote absolute trash. But is anyone really surprised that the reviews are out for the biggest trash film of the year? It's going to lose hundreds of millions of dollars. Indy, and the diapers of dysentery.
No, I have absolutely no problem believing that it's going to fail big time. You know, they've been talking about it for the last year and a half about, you know, how it was just paint by numbers and they had like 40 different endings and sent it to all kinds of audiences, review audiences, and it was always scored low. I mean, you can't fix crap. I mean, you can't polish a turd. Can't put lipstick on a pig.
It seems like this is just par for the course now. These movies suck, and it doesn't seem like Disney has any problem with just putting out crap and churning out more crap and putting a spin on it and acting like these are the most successful movies.
Oh, yeah. And if you don't like them, you're a racist.
You know, I find it funny, but I remember when I was younger how they treated films that have advanced in the story and where the cast, like, okay, let's look at Star Trek, for instance. Okay, you know, they were young when the original show was on. And then when the films came out, you know, particularly at that time and in Hollywood, they were older actors.
Yeah.
You know, they were considered, oh, we're going to go see the Star Trek crew, but they're old now. Yay. But look at the difference.
Yeah, Star Trek 9, The Search for Geritol.
I mean, but it was okay because those stories were exciting. Those stories were new. They were fresh, even though they were still coming off of, you know, an older series. They were fresh and they were exciting, and we wanted to see what happened to these people, you know, as they were maturing, these characters in their lives. Now, Dial of Destiny. Number one, I hate that freaking title. I don't know why, but I'm like, of all the titles y'all could have come up with for an Indiana Jones film, Dial of Destiny is the best you could come up with.
Yep.
And then just, you know, and I haven't seen it yet, and I'm going to see it. So I can't really, I can't judge. I can't say anything on the actual what happened in the story. But just from the trailers I've seen and, you know, things going around, it doesn't feel like Indiana Jones. And he could still be old and be badass, you know, but I don't think that's how they've taken it. And it's sad to see. There's no anticipation or excitement anymore on these films.
Well, as a swan song, it sounds like it's going to be a missed note.
And we know the formula. So we know the formula now coming out of Lucasfilm, coming out of Disney. We've seen it multiple times. It's not like, you know, it's surprising anybody. So I'm kind of surprised that people have been like, oh my God, I can't believe this movie turned out this way. When I knew as soon as I heard that they were making this, some of us knew exactly how it was going to turn out because we know the politics and how they treat these characters, these legacy characters at Disney.
Yes.
This is why I will not promote them and why I will not do official reviews of any of their shit, whether it be Star Wars, Indiana Jones, any of this. I just won't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't want to put myself through it. Because these are things that I care very deeply about. Star Wars is huge. Indiana Jones is right up there. These movies and these characters were a dominant part of growing up.
Oh yeah.
So it's heartbreaking to see what they do. It's heartbreaking to see how they treat them. And they have absolutely no respect. So why should I, in any way, shape, or form, have any kind of faith that they're going to do these stories or characters right when they've consistently shit on them before? The $2 super chat from Mark Dampling Tower says Indiana Jones in the bedpan of filling. Thank you, Mark. That's scary.
Well, it's like they're trying to reinvent the wheel. I mean, when Indiana Jones first came out, it was a great movie, but I don't think even then we realized how it would kind of shape modern action film going forward. It was just one of these films that, when it came out and then the next one came out and we were like, oh my God, we became invested in this character and these adventures, kind of family fun entertainment. And more films started to kind of take on that premise. And it kind of snowballed. And now we see it and it's like, is this the end of his journey? Is this it for Indy? This is how he's going to go out? Come on, y'all. You could have done better, but no, they were too concerned with trying to change things that didn't need to be changed.
Yep. They consistently, I believe, they are deconstructing everything that was great about film franchises.
Ooh,
I mean,
yeah.
They're just deconstructing it. All the heroes are now the GOAT. And I don't mean greatest of all time. I'm talking about a smelly old stinky goat.
It's a great point, Dave Bob. I think Hollywood deconstructing everything, that is a really great way to put it.
Can't have heroes anymore. Can't have anything nice anymore.
And shout out to Speaker for the Dead. What is up, Brian? How are you doing, brother? Good to see you. It's so good to see you. Shooter 8323, who's been a member for 1 month and is a warrior of Midgard, says Indiana Jones and the Raiders of the Fan IP. Yeah. Yeah, they just have no respect. And BB Waller-Bridge is insufferable. And I don't know what it is about Kathleen Kennedy where she's like, I need to get someone just as annoying as I am to play in this role. No one likes her, and no one likes a snooty bitch. This is a hero, and they've got this idea of we won't treat him like a hero. We're going to treat him like he's a piece of shit because he stole artifacts from indigenous tribal.
Yeah.
Oh my Lord.
I can't with that. It's like when they cast a woman now. You're absolutely right, Loki. How much of her femininity can we strip from her? And when I say femininity, I don't mean necessarily looks. I mean things that have traditionally been seen more in feminine roles in Hollywood. Nurturing, any kind of mothering. And when I say mothering, I don't necessarily mean with children. I mean just, caring about people. Whatever is good and sweet in a woman, they want to strip that out, and all that's left is the nagging, is the chastising of the men. It's like they hone in on all of our nasty, trashy bits and bring it to the surface and say that's a strong and empowered woman. When we're going real strong and empowered women are going, no, that's just a bitch. There's a difference.
Yeah. It's like Kathleen Kennedy. She said to Kevin Feige, you had Brie I'm gonna bring out somebody even worse. She would hold my beer.
Oh, my beer. Step back.
And Shooter, it was in his contract. So he had to do a movie for him. It was in his contract. It's part of his contract that he had to do a film with Lucas again. So
Yeah, read that fine print. No, I'm sure he wanted to be a part of it, but I don't know. It's frustrating, and it doesn't. I don't know if it's going to change anytime soon.
and this is the woman they want to be the next Laura Croft.
What?
Oh my God!
Wow!
I saw that, and I said to myself, one of the things Laura Croft always had was sex appeal. She has none.
No, not from what I've seen.
Well, she can't have that anymore. She can't have sex appeal. She can't be anything inviting to the male gaze. She has to be an absolute total bitch. Plus, they'll probably make her have a girlfriend. So just because. Jester's Darth Arlena, who has gifted 5 Loki's Mornings of Mischief memberships. And I have not given out a SKOL this morning. Thank you so very much. Jester's Darth Arlena for giving out 5 Loki's Mornings of Mischief membership. That is so very generous. Thank you. Mark Damley Tired gave $1.99 super chat. And Larry with your 5. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and we're going to let out the Viking horde this morning. SKOL! Thank you guys so very much for keeping the fires burning bright this morning. There's no chance that PB would be garnering the male gaze. No, absolutely not. She's insufferable.
You know what I find funny about that, though, y'all, is there are different degrees and different ways a woman can be sexy. And they sit there and they don't even realize how hypocritical they are, because they're like, okay, we can't have the woman be sexy. We just can't now, because that's just, misogyny, blah, 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 patriarchy, blah, 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 mansplaining, blah, blah, blah. But then what they do is they automatically strip her of everything. And they think, so in their mind, sexy is bad. So we have to strip all appeal from a woman, when they don't realize there's different ways a woman can be sexy. It's not all just about the overt TNA. Because think of all the different films and all the different actresses, and some are obviously more physically attractive than others. But think of characters that you have found appealing, female characters, or you have thought, that is really sexy the way they are portraying her. And again, a lot of it doesn't even have to do with looks, but they think it does. So they get upset with an audience who thinks the audience just wants one thing. So they strip any kind of appeal, any kind of attractiveness, whether physical or just the way a female character acts. And it's like, well, maybe the problem is with you, because you think you have to strip a female character of everything that makes her remotely female, remotely pleasing, remotely attractive. And I'm sorry, but as a woman, I found that damn insulting. And it shows the problem is more with them than it is with the audience. The audience is like, we just want a cool character we can relate with that has some appeal. That's pretty much it. We're simple. But they don't even want to give us that.
Marty Draws, who's been a member for 1 year and is a warrior of Midgar, says her punching out Indiana in the end is worse. She beats the shit out of Indiana Jones.
Yep. So he won't stay in the past. He just wanted to stay in the past.
Project Storytime, who's been a member for 23 months and is a warrior of Midgar, says the Raiders of the Angry Karens. SKOL. Oh, you want the SKOL? You want to punch out BB Waller-Bridge? I think we can do that. SKOL!
God, I want to punch an old woman in the face.
Yes. Mm-hmm.
That never gets old.
What's funny to me is all this pushback that is happening against this. They are making things worse. It's a lot like this thing we've gotten lately where these dumb people think that, oh well, the Supreme Court said this, so I'm gonna go on a giant rant and talk shit about how some folks can't get opportunities without making it mandatory that they get opportunities. That's a bunch of horse shit.
Uh-huh.
And they have no respect for the people that they're talking about. I mean, they're basically just telling them you can't make it on your own. You got to have help, and that's ridiculous.
No, that's exactly what they're doing. You can't make it on your own. You can't do it on your own. And all this pushback, all this shit they've done is just making this worse. It's just making their own position weaker. It's going to get to the point where you can't make a movie like this at all. There's just no place for it.
Right.
You're not going to be able to make a movie like this at all because no one wants to watch it. And the more Disney pushes this, the more pushback they've gotten, and the more people don't want to see it. And look at the empty theaters. No one went to see this early, except for people that are reviewing it.
Well, there is going to come a point. It's got to come eventually to where they have lost so much money that they cannot keep it up. They cannot keep bleeding money. They just can't.
The train agrees.
Yes.
Oh, Hogwarts, y'all. Everyone wave. Bye. There it goes. I don't know how they're even staying in business because you want a chocolate frog.
I want a chocolate frog, damn it. First thing I think of, you're like, Hogwarts Express, y'all. I'm like, I want a chocolate frog.
Chocolate frog.
Where's my Dumbledore card?
I have absolutely no idea what y'all are talking about.
It's a candy.
Where did he go?
Candy with a spell on it, Dave.
Wait a minute. He's gone. Yeah, he can't just stand there and pose for cards all day long. He's got to go off and do his thing.
Yeah.
Bitch.
I'm gonna hang around all day. But no, you think with all the money, with you look, going to the theater is expensive nowadays, really expensive. And with, DVD and Blu-ray and all kinds of wonderful little ways to find stuff, you would think they would be extra careful and extra concerned about making a really good movie to drive people into the theater to sit there with their bucket of popcorn and their Diet Coke and want to pay that money to watch that film.
Yep.
But no, I'll wait.
Well, the thing about it is that whatever they put out is going to be on Disney Plus in what, a month and a half, 2 months.
Right.
So why worry about it? Why go out of your way? Why take the time and the expense driving through traffic, finding a parking spot, getting those high dollar tickets when you can, like I say, a month and a half, maybe a little later, you're going to be able to sit in the comfort of your own home and watch it.
I don't know about y'all. And this is a little different than just getting popcorn and a drink. We go to Alamo. So when we go to the Alamo Draft House, it's like $100 to see a movie. So you pay for your tickets, and then you get your drinks, you get your popcorn, you get your food. We always get food. So that comes out to be an expensive proposition when you're talking. You want it to be good and you want to have a good time. Exactly. And you don't want this shit. Okay. This is a big thing here. When I go to see a movie, I want the experience of that in the theater. Okay. That is what I am paying you for. I'm paying you for the drinks and the food and all that. Yes. But I'm also paying for the experience. I want to be in a room. And if I'm watching a comedy, a group of people laughing, that's a lot of energy. It's a lot of energy around you happening all at the same time. And you are part of that energy.
Mm-hmm.
So I want that experience. I want to be laughing with everybody. Or I want to be like, oh shit, that was crazy. I want that. I want that experience. I want to jump up at the end of the movie and, you know, flip them a bird and tell Peter Jackson to go F himself along with Warner Brothers for not having Smog do what he was supposed to do at the end of the goddamn movie.
Forever scarred. You're forever scarred.
I want that experience. I don't want to be the only one in there. I want it to be, I want a packed theater when I go see something that just came out.
Yeah, but you don't want to see some guy say, "Oh, he gets killed in this one."
Yeah, son of a bitch. It was Sirius Black too, and he was my favorite damn character. Spoilers, everybody. I'm a bitch. Asshole. I looked at my ex-wife and she just kind of nodded because she had read the books. And I told her, you don't tell me a damn thing. You don't tell me a damn thing. I like the movies. I don't want to read the books. I want to experience the joy of Harry Potter by watching the fucking movies, not reading the damn book. And what happens? Some asswipe in front of me is like, as soon as Sirius comes in dog form and it's just him and Harry, he turns to his girlfriend and he's like, he dies in this one. You son of a bitch.
God. I'd be pissed too. I would be like, what? Spoilers, asshole. Spoilers.
And then I know it's coming at the end when he's like, good one, James. I'm like, oh my God, they're going to kill him. He just called Harry James. They're going to kill him.
Oh, God.
Assholes.
And I still don't know what you're talking about.
Dave, Bob. Well, I did good. I read the books after I saw the films, so it was cool for me.
After that, I read the books. I was like, fuck this. Ain't nobody ruining this for me now, bastards. I'm gonna read the damn books. I didn't even want to read the books. I didn't even want to watch the movies. I didn't. My kid liked the movies. So I was like, okay, I've hated Harry Potter. I just hated it to hate it. Cause it was like everywhere I turned there, like, little bastard was. And there were some books and there was some kids, mommy, Harry Potter. And I was like, you little bastards. I never buy you them books. And then my kid watches the movie and she's like, Daddy, I love Harry Potter. And I'm like,
oh my!
I start watching the movies with her, and I'm like, okay, this isn't so bad, you know. She watched that movie over and over and over and over again till the DVD didn't work, and I was like, okay, this isn't that bad. But then I got into it, and I was like, all right, you know. All right, Order of the Phoenix. Good one, James. Oh my God, he's gonna die. And if I hadn't heard that, I wouldn't have thought that. I'd just been like, oh my God, that's so sweet. Oh, he's dead. Fuck me. The emotional bullshit ever. And yeah, no.
That was one of the biggest sucks of the story, I have to admit.
Seriously, I got up.
Oh, I was like, no, not serious.
Soul Assassin, I started shit right then and there. I didn't keep my mouth shut. I got up, and to the point where like security came in and they were like, what seems to be the problem, sir? And I told them they exited his ass out of the theater because I caused a scene.
Don't ever spoil a film when Loki's in the theater, y'all. You'll get your ass sorted out.
and don't have Smog not do what you want him to do.
What have we done? No!
I owe you son of a bitches.
That's like me when I was watching The Last Jedi and the Holdo maneuver was pulled. I got up cussing and walked out and didn't even watch the rest of the movie. And I, to this day.
Loki goes to the wizarding world with a metal wand that only fires tiny metal pieces. Shit.
God.
Probably be fire. It shoots fire out of the wand. That's it. That's all it does.
I can see that.
Fire shoots out of the wand.
It's the only thing it does.
Spaceballs, the flamethrower. The kids love this one.
Oh my God.
I'll try and get that one that only fires fire when we're there in October. Nothing like knowing Vader was Luke's father before seeing the movie because your dad read the damn book and blurted it out.
Okay, y'all, but that's the risk we take on some of these movies that just worldwide explode. Everybody's watching them. Everyone's talking about them. It's worse now that we got the internet. Why the hell do you think I totally avoid reviews like the plague when I'm watching a show or, if I'm definitely going to see a movie? It's because I don't want anything spoiled.
I love watching those YouTube videos of parents setting their kids down and watching Star Wars, for the first time, and The Empire Strikes Back, and those kids' faces when they find out, they're all so shocked.
Yeah.
Their dad and mom are just, sitting there watching them, waiting for it.
Did you ever see Reign of Fire?
Yep.
I love that scene.
Is that the one with McConaughey?
That's the one with McConaughey and the guy from 300 and Christian Bale. So you got Matthew McConaughey, you've got
Gerard Butler.
Gerard Butler, thank you. A very young, thin Gerard Butler and Christian Bale. So basically the world's come to an end. Humanity's on the way out. Dragons have taken over the world and have burned almost everything. And they're doing the theater. They're doing their own theater for these kids, and they're doing Star Wars. And their look on their faces when no, I am your father. No, all the kids are like, no. And they end it there, and they were, they look at, and Christian Bale's the one who supposedly came up with the story. Did you come up with that one too? Yeah, it's great, isn't it? And you're like, uh-huh. Uh-huh.
God.
I love that. It's fun. It's fun. It's not like a, oh my God, summer blockbuster, great movie, but it's fun. If you haven't seen it at least once, I would say watch it once. It's
Reign
not
of Fire. I need to add it to my list.
Yeah, it's not like, oh my God, I got to watch it again and again and again, but it's good at least once.
Yeah.
Dragons.
It's
I like movies like that.
Apocalyptic movie.
Yeah.
I've seen some movies that I'll never watch again because either they were too heavy or the theme was intense, but damn it, they're worth a watch at least once. Like you said, they stick with you. Some movies will stick with you and you'll remember them, and they did its job then.
You know me, Mom. I only drink when I smoke. Mm-hmm. The dragons ate ash. What the F was that about? Well, they also ate whatever they turned to ash. So, yeah. It wasn't just ash. It was like fields of tomatoes or whatever. They burned it and then they ate what was left. Yeah. They had to cook everything.
Like kind of like Loki, everything had to be burnt to a crisp.
Mm-hmm.
Only the steak, y'all. Come on now. Well done steak. That's the best.
Magic hour. Yeah, magic hour. When its eyes are just right. That's right. You can't see shit. It's kind of the way I'm going now. Anyway, we're not going to get on how horrible my eyesight is now. Johnathan Majors. Let's talk Johnathan Majors for all of 5 minutes before we get to Elba, because that's the other big one. Johnathan Majors went into the New York City Police Department along with his lawyer, provided video evidence of what happened the day of the supposed, incident where he harmed a female. That video evidence was looked over. The charges on him were dropped and charges were pressed on the woman who went to the police in the first place.
Believe all women.
Which means someone was fibbing.
Believe all women.
Go figure. Women can lie, or women can fib, or women can stretch the truth.
Or they can lie their asses off.
Shocked. That's what I am. Shocked.
And it's really amazing to me. that everyone immediately turned against him after the problems with Johnny Depp and what happened with Johnny.
Mhm.
It's amazing that everyone was so quick to jump on this bandwagon of, oh my God, shun him. We don't know him. Walk, cover your eyes. Don't look. Just walk past him. Act like you don't know he's there. You know, and he's the one in this that was done wrong.
Right.
Yeah, the damage is done. I
Mhm.
mean, it's already done. He's, got a black mark, scarlet letter next to his name.
Well, all it takes is now an accusation. It doesn't take any truth behind it anymore to cancel anyone or to kind of steer public opinion in the way that you want it. That's all it takes. It's just, okay, this person allegedly did this, and this, or whatever it is. If people are going to be offended by that, by the accusation, then they're going to run with it. They don't want to research. They don't want to look at the truth. They don't want to see, okay, what really happened. Like you said, damage is done.
It's how quick people are to render judgment. This is why we have courts, why we're supposed to have courts, why justice is supposed to be blind. That's the whole point of our justice system, so that things like this don't happen. But it's happening anyway. People are being judged in the court of public opinion.
Yeah.
Nowadays, with YouTube, TikTok, and all the social media, I mean, rumors, innuendos, lies, they fly, and there's no way to put the genie back in the bottle.
No. And people are going to, it's natural for people to take sides. It's natural when you have controversial information coming out, whether it's true or not, you just present that information. People are automatically going to kind of, well, I kind of side with this, I kind of side with that. That is normal. But when the first inclination is to cancel, I'm going to cancel you without finding anything out, then there's a problem. Definitely a problem.
Well, all it takes is an accusation.
Yeah.
That accusation is enough to completely ruin you. And is there any wonder why we look at things like the Danny Masterson trial? Why the initial Bill Cosby, oh my God, he did this. People are like, no way, Bill Cosby?
Yeah.
There's no way. Because we have gotten into this thing where it's immediate. It's an immediate, you have to cut all ties. You have to cut them from the herd. Don't say anything to them. Don't call them. Don't accept their calls. Do not acknowledge their existence, because as soon as a finger is pointed at them, that's it. They're bad.
Mm-hmm.
Bad person. And we have no idea. We're left with this. What's the truth? What is the truth?
Yep. Like, what's his name left floating in space with blood around him?
Which one?
I'm talking about the Expanse.
Oh, no shit. Cass Anbar.
Yeah.
Alex. No, I absolutely agree. And there was no evidence that they found for any type of separation. It was the mere visual. It was just well, you know what? The accusation's been made. You need to cut them loose. That's what their finding was. Well, we found no hard evidence to show that he did do this, but because there is the thought that he may have done this, you need to separate from him right away and get rid of him. That's ruined his career. He's done. Cass Anbar kept that show alive. He fought for that show tooth and nail. He's the reason why you still have more seasons on Amazon, because of that push and his dedication to keep that show alive.
Wow.
And you just turn around and show absolutely no loyalty and get rid of him. That's horseshit. Mockney with $10 super chat. With Hollywood's focus on DEI and ESG initiatives, the push for that mentality in a lot of films recently, as well as the new requirements for the Oscars. This has been affirmative action for Hollywood.
Yep.
I agree with that.
100% agree.
I absolutely agree. And remember when we say it's not about who does the best job. See, this is why everyone lost their shit yesterday when the Supreme Court came down with their judgment about colleges. You should be getting into these institutions because of your merits, your deeds, and your actions, not because of the color of your skin, because of your religion, or whatever. That should have absolutely nothing to do with it. It should all be about your deeds, your grades, your excellence, your actions, who you are as a person, and how you have conducted yourself. It should have nothing to do with what area of the world you come from, what color your skin is, what religion you worship. Nothing of that should make a damn bit of difference.
I agree. They want to put the responsibility on everything else other than self-autonomy, other than how hard are you going to work? How hard are you going to dedicate yourself to this task? How much do you want this? Because that evens the playing field. Everyone has the same opportunity and chance to do that. To work your ass off, decide, okay, is this what I want to do? I'm going to do it. And then set yourself a goal and work towards that goal. And if college is your goal, you know what you have to do. But it should definitely be merit-based. It should be what you put into it. None of that other stuff matters.
That's right. No, that's absolutely right. And I hear this, well, what chance could my kid ever have because I'm from here or I'm this or whatever? It's about how much work they put into it and how they dedicate themselves.
Yeah, it's up to them.
It is up to them. It is up to those kids as they are growing up to decide this is what I want to do and this is what I want to be. Oh, well, we never had this up. No, don't give me that shit. Because they can say this and they can rule this the way they've done. There are still schools that are going to fly by this kind of policy under the radar. That's just how it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And you're not doing anyone any favors. Why? Have you ever been to college? Did you ever go to college? See, this is what blows me away. Anybody can get into college. Anybody can get into college. Staying in college, keeping up with your work, doing your classes, going to your classes. These are all things people just decide not to do in the first year.
Night shooter.
So if you've been in college, you will know there are dropouts all the time. That's just how it works. That first year, there's going to be dropouts. Second year, there are going to be people that drop out. Usually third, fourth year, not so much. But those first 2 years, you're going to have dropouts and people that quit because they just can't handle it.
Yep. The herd thins pretty damn quickly.
Yes. Right. And it's usually thins within the first month or two.
It's true.
So I remember my first day of college, and the teacher said, every one of you that is standing in the back of the room, every one of you that had a hard time finding a parking space today, do not worry. Within the next month and a half, 2 months, you will have a seat in this class and you will find parking a breeze. And I was like, what the hell is he talking about? He's talking about dropouts.
Yeah.
So it's not about getting in. Anybody can get in. It's about staying there and working your ass off and realizing this is what I want to do.
Yeah.
But how else do I fight anti-Idahoan racism if the government doesn't put their finger on the scale for me?
I love how on Twitter those liberally educated white women come out and said, "Oh, this is just such a travesty. They can't make it on their own."
Yeah.
And yet at the same time, they encourage people to freaking major in like feminist
Gender
basket
studies.
weaving
Gender
or
studies.
it's like, okay,
Yep.
that's fine for a side, but damn, what are they going to do to support themselves? How are
See,
they going to make a living?
Someone said the same thing Dave Bob just said. It's funny how all these liberal Karens come out of the woodwork. Why do these liberal Karens come out of the woodwork saying these things? You have to understand something. These are the same. This is like a generational thing. These are the descendants of the same women who said that slaves couldn't make it on their own.
Yeah.
Oh, how are they going to be able to take care of themselves without the plantation owners being like, supper time, y'all, come on in? How are they going to be able to make it without us? It's the same fucking people.
It's so funny because about 20 years ago, I watched this documentary, and y'all remember the show 227? Does anybody remember that show? I never watched it, but I knew that it was on. Well, apparently there's like an old deacon in the show 227. Well, he was in this documentary, and unbeknownst to me, because I didn't know anything about this guy, he was involved in his church choir and did a lot of directing for his choir. Their specialty, and YouTube don't cancel me because this is the name of the genre of music they were talking about, was the Negro spiritual, which is what a lot of our gospel and a lot of our spiritual music comes out of. It is an actual genre called the Negro spiritual, and it is gospel music that originated at the time when people were slaves. And he talked about that. And he said, yes, that slavery was such a horrible time in our history, but look at what came out of it. He was talking about the indomitable spirit of the slave and how the Negro spiritual, and you can see a little bit of that if y'all have seen the movie Glory, that one scene where they're sitting around the campfire and they start singing and they start clapping, and the officers are watching this and they're just entranced because such hope and joy and just that indomitable spirit to rise above what you've been given in life birthed this incredible music genre called the Negro spiritual. And he was talking about that, and it just blew my mind because I had never thought about it. And I thought, damn, this is an incredible thing to get down in your soul. You couldn't talk about that nowadays. Because nothing ever could be seen from coming out of that has anything good to do with today's society. Slavery sucked. It was awful. And I don't think it should happen in any society. I don't, and I stand firmly behind that. But to see something so incredible brought out that transcended those generations, that people are still talking about it today, things that give them hope, things that give them, a way to look at life that, yeah, you could get, shit brownies with sugar in it, but damn it, you don't have to keep that. You don't have to stay there. And what y'all were talking about, just it sparked that in me. And I'm like, yeah, that's the truth. But nowadays you look at it and it's like everything's terrible. Everything's awful. All the sins of our past have to wash over us now. And we have to be, we have to take the blame for things that happened, generations ago. It's nonsense. We are digressing. We are de-evolving as a society.
Yes. Oh, big time. Because I'm going to tell you what, race relations were actually improving steadily through the years up until about 10 or 15 years ago.
Yep, I agree with that. Totally.
Marketing Draws with $10 super chat says, someone said what the Supreme Court did yesterday was make further amends for segregation with this. I do agree. And these media pundits don't speak for me. I absolutely agree with you, because there is not a fight for equality today, about people being equals, about not judging someone by the color of their skin. There is a push for equity.
Yep.
You owe us because your ancestors did this for us. Pay us this. This is what we deserve. This is what we are owed. We all deserve to live in the lap of luxury and live like this because of something you did to our great-great-grandpappy. And that's horseshit. Yeah. That is absolute total horseshit. Instead of standing up and standing on your own and working to better yourself, you're saying I should be given better because of something that happened to my great-grandfather. That's horseshit.
Yeah.
I had family that walked the trail of tears. Don't fucking tell me that you deserve something because something happened to your great 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 grandfather that you never fucking met.
Right. Right.
And it's absolutely amazing that the leftist liberal Democrats that are throwing their arms up saying they can't make it on their own are the descendants of the same people that said slaves are never going to be able to make it on their own. They need us to tell them how to live and what to do and yada, yada, yada. It's the exact same thing. They're doing the exact same thing. And
Yeah.
too many people are blind to the fact that that's what's happening.
Yeah, and that's true.
Brian, Speaker of the Dead, says, did Arwyn just say poop brownie with auger in them? Huh?
Yeah, you never heard me saying, you can't add sugar to shit and call it a brownie. It's the same kind of principle. It's still a sugar with shit with sugar in it. No. Or sorry, poop brownie with sugar in it.
Asaj Melody says equity is cutting everyone off at the knees and then forced to midget wrestle over the crumbs. Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. While people sit back, laugh, and watch, and love the chaos of it all. It's like throwing a chaos grenade. You get that look on your face, like pull the ring out with your tongue, toss the grenade, and just watch everybody go absolutely ape shit. This ended in the 90s when DMX got 10K white people to chant the N-word in unison at Woodstock.
I didn't know about that. Yeah.
If we go far enough in this right here, this absolutely too. If we go far enough back in history, everyone can find a wrong done to a group they are descended from, but occasionally you can use that argument to shut them up. Not anymore. It ain't happening no more. And thank you so much, Machini, for that $5 super chat, brother. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. Thank you so much for your $10 super chat. Thank you for your $5. This one is just for you, my friend. We're going to take those old records off the shelf. SKOL!
You're a very funny man, senor.
Senor, ha, 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 ha.
You're a very funny man, senor.
So before we get out of here, I know we've only got like a minute or two left. I just wanted to bring up this article that was over in Bounding into Comics, and that is Idris Elba says the idea of playing James Bond became disgusting and off-putting because it became about race. He said, I think we have decided that Until No Time to Die has kind of had his run, and Daniel has been able to, we've been able to reap the benefits of Daniel's wonderful tenure. It sucked. He only had a couple of good movies.
Yep.
We're not going to think about or talk about anybody else, actors to play the role or storylines or anything really. We just want to live in the moment, the present. This was Barbara Broccoli talking about.
I think Idris would be a fantastic James Bond. He's got
So do I.
He's got that smoldering, look. He's got that kind of dapper. I think he would be fantastic as James Bond. But my question is this: how far do we get from the original character to when it ceases to be that character and something completely different? Why do we have to have a black James Bond? I just because I'm just used to that character always being, the white guy.
Well,
but why do we have to
Ian
have
Ian Fleming wrote those books right after World War II. And back then, the spies, especially the ones from Britain, were all white.
I mean, he just happens to be a spy who happens to be white. Why? I don't get this need to push characters that are already established into however you want them to be. Because if you push them into however you want them to be in the creation of the character, they're going to cease being the character that was originally created. And when people take issue with that, then they're seeing all of these kind of things. They're accused of being these things that they're not. They're just like, I'm confused. I don't, and like when Hermione was cast in Cursed Child, now Hermione became black, and their thing was, well, we auditioned thousands of actresses, but this was the best one for the job. And I'm like, really? I know how casting calls go. I know how much time y'all spend with each person. You're telling me this was the perfect one for the role. No, you wanted to cast her. That's fine, but just be honest about it. Just be honest about the reasoning.
No, absolutely. And obviously Idris's problem with all this is he doesn't want to be known as the first Black James Bond. And he said this over and over and over again.
Yeah.
I don't want to be known. I don't want that to be the headline. I want it to be Idris Elba plays James Bond.
Right.
Idris Elba becomes 007. Even if they don't give him the James Bond name and they just gave him the 007 title, that's what he wants. 007's No Time to Run, or 007's World Living in Fear, or something. It doesn't have to be James Bond. He could be 007. He doesn't want to be known as the first Black. He just wants to be Idris Elba is 007 in this.
Absolutely. He wants his talent and his skill to speak for itself, not his skin color.
Is that too much to ask?
God,
Nowadays,
no.
yes,
You wouldn't
yes,
think,
that is
but-
way too much.
Yeah, you wouldn't think, but it is.
Dave G. Sound says I was called Whitey once. I got called cracker so many times in junior high
Oh yeah,
that it's no. And I made my own little comments back. So that was just the way everybody was. So
Yeah.
well, back then you could talk to people, just smack talk people, and that was just the way it was. Nobody got all bent out of shape. Nobody got their butt hurt about everything. I mean, that's the way we grew up.
yeah, I got asked one morning, hey, what's it like growing up eating muffins and shit? And I was just like, what's it like growing up? Yeah. And I said something else. So that's you mouthed off back and forth to each other.
See, okay, and real quick, the testament to Idris's skill is when he played Heimdall. Was it Heimdall in Thor?
No, yeah, it was Heimdall and Thor. Yep.
Yeah.
Phenomenal. He did, and nobody was. At least that I heard. I don't know if anyone that was sitting there going, oh, okay, well now this is a black guy. Oh my God, he's the first Black Heimdall, and he just embodied that character, and it worked.
Yeah, no one made a deal. No one made a big deal out of it.
Skill, because he was so good. Now that is a really great example of an actor that was just great in that role, and nobody thought two things about it because there was no big push and big campaign. Come see Idris, come see him in this role as the first Black Heimdall. No, he was who he was, and it worked. But is James Bond the James Bond? No, I don't see why it would be necessary. But shit, I would love to see him in that type of role because he's so good at that,
Yeah. I think it's time now just to put up James Bond on the shelf for a while and let it age a little bit. Let things just flow for a few years before you decide to do anything.
Early Nick Fury was great. No, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And yeah, Machini, everything was that. Anything that was stupid or was this or was that was all, that's what you said. Oh my God, that's so.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, that's middle school and shit, that was middle school and high school. Don't be a. Yeah.
I've seen people like professors. This one professor was canceled. It was several years ago, but he was teaching Chinese to his students and they were speaking in Chinese. And he said a Chinese word, and I'm not going to say it, but I know the word. The word itself means like, what or what is it? And he said this word and it sounded like the English N word. He got freaking canceled, y'all. because he
serious?
said that word. I am. Look, you can Google it. Yeah. And he said a word in Chinese that happens to sound like that word. And he tried to explain it. And there was a big stink at the university because people were complaining. And I'm like, are we so damn open-minded? Our brains have fallen out about some of this stuff. We just slice open our heads and there goes our brains. Context I can't believe I'm saying this, but yes, context matters.
Yeah, context matters.
It does.
And Makini says, I almost said McKinney, son of a bitch. Makini says, $5 super chat. Funny as I was always picturing myself as the Heimdall in this community or fellowship. No one thought twice about that. I didn't think twice. He did a great job.
I was just like, oh, that's Idris. Oh my God. I was excited when I found out. It was like, awesome.
He did a great job. I loved him in the first movie. I thought he was good in the second movie. What we got of him in the second movie.
I've seen everything I've seen with him in it. It was great. I mean, he's just a good actor.
He is. He really is.
Mexican term for the color black is negro. I guess I'm canceled then. No, you ain't canceled. People are just too damn sensitive. That's what they are. They're too damn sensitive. Thank you, Makini, for that $5 super chat, brother. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla, and this one's just for you, my friend. SKOL! Little extra kick there. Pa, ta, ta, just for Makini.
Yeah, I love Mike and Alf there too.
Anything to embarrass the shit out of Mike. Whether it's a t-shirt, get your Mikey Loves MILF t-shirt in the Valhalla store coming soon. I'm just kidding. That would really tick Arwyn off. I'm looking for something. I don't know. See, I was thinking he likes it. Mikey likes it. And then underneath that saying, MILFs, they do a Mikey good.
I hate that term.
MILFs does a Mikey good.
God.
Or just say they do a Mikey good.
They do a
Mikey good.
They do a Mikey good.
God help us.
Milk with this face on it.
They're selling like hotcakes, ladies and gentlemen.
I guess so.
Which reminds me, I need to update my super chat clips. I'm not getting rid of the kicker one. That's just for you. All right, guys, we're out of here. We're getting out of here. Promotion time. If either one of you guys got something you want to promote, throw out there.
Not me.
Do it now or forever hold your peace.
Let's see. God, what is today? Friday. VacTube on Saturday. And y'all just please pray for my dad. We don't know what the hell's going on with him right now. He's been in the hospital for a week. He's in pain. He still can't move, walk on his own. They're talking about moving him. It is a mess. So just please lift him up in your prayers and thoughts, light incense, candles. Any good thoughts, I would appreciate. Just put that energy into the world for him, please, and for my mom too. So thank y'all.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I do not know if we are having a late show tonight. Penny's got her prayers going.
Thank you.
Thank you, Penny.
Thank you, Penny.
I do not know if we're having a late show tonight. I haven't talked to Mike yet. If we don't do one, there will be a community post about it. If we do, just 10 o'clock, y'all, we'll be here. So thank you. I want to thank everybody for being here. I want to thank Arwyn and Dave Bob for taking the time to do this in the mornings. I know mornings can be crazy. So seriously, I appreciate it so very much. Thank you guys so very much for being here and being a part of this.
I appreciate you letting me come on and rant.
Exactly. It's fun. It sets up my weekend.
All right. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to enter. I'm getting a doormat to put that in front of the office. And take care of each other, guys. Be good. Have a great weekend. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.